the guy that went up before I went up was like, hey guys, it's great to see everyone. Class of 1981. Woo! Right? And they're like, yeah, yay. And he's like, it's so good to see everyone. And Trisha, yeah, I saw on Facebook you had your hip replacement. It's good to see you walking around. And I'm like, what the
This guy knows
really?
everybody.
Like, he's the guy, dude, because he was like the class, he graduated with them.
Oh,
and he was
shit.
the guy that put it on, dude. So he's up there thinking he's doing some time for me. You know what I mean? He's thinking he's doing some time. And then he pulls out a list and he goes, I'd like to mention the names of the classmates that we've lost.
Oh! You gotta follow the Emporium? What the fuck?
Oh! And I'm sitting in the back, bro. I'm in the back and I'm looking at my manager and I'm like, 500, they already paid us, bro. They already gave us the money. Like, as soon as we walked in, they gave us an envelope and he's like, 500, bro. You just got to get through 15 minutes. It's not that hard. You just got to get through 15 minutes.
You get on stage and go, what's up, 81? Sorry about those folks.
Yeah, I did. I was like, I mean, how do you go into your routine? How do you go into your act when he just gave a memorial for the fallen classmates of 1981? And then he says, it's so good to see Jim here. Jim's just got diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, and it's good to see him that he came out. Jim, we love you, and you have all our support. And I'm in the back, bro, getting ready to come out and entertain these people. You know what I mean? Half
of them just cried.
That in itself was like, wow, is he really? And I was just like, fuck me, bro. Is he really giving a memorial before? Like, there's just certain things you shouldn't do. I have this bit I'm working on about don't invite a comic to a funeral. Don't, because
This is why.
This is why, bro, because my brother-in-law passed recently. He had coronavirus and he passed.
Oh,
and
sorry about that. Now you're doing it to me.
No. Wait, listen. Here's the funny thing. It's gonna be funny. So I'm at his funeral, and they go, "Does anybody want to get up and say anything?" And then everyone turns around and looks at me because they know I'm an actor, I'm a comedian, so I'm just supposed to be able to deliver a fucking eulogy, because I talk all the time. So this should be nothing for me to knock it out, And I look back and I go, I'm not an opening act. I'm past that stage in my career. I'm more like a feature or a headliner. You're going to have to get a couple of openers for me, So it's just such a weird thing when people know you're a comic and they I've done a little acting.
Right.
And in situations like that, they look at me to talk like, it's a funeral. Go up there and say something nice. I'm like, okay, and I got up there and I did a little crowd work, and I did a little.
You were telling dick jokes yesterday. What am I going to do now?
I actually, and the funny thing is, my brother-in-law was a really cool dude, man. And I said at the end and there was a preacher guy. I'm not very religious. I don't want to offend anybody, but I don't know what he was. The pastor, priest, deliverer of the Bible. I don't know. So I ended it with, there is a heaven, and far be it for me to say, I hope there is, but if there is, I know Jaime's sitting up there, and I know he's got 3 bad bitches around him. He's got titties in his face, he's got a big booty on his lap, and he's got one rubbing on him and one sucking his toes. And when my sister gets there, he's going to look at her and go, Lola, I don't even know these bitches. I don't know none of them, because that's who he was in real life. And then everyone was laughing. And I guess the preacher guy got like a little upset with me for
Oh.
saying I didn't believe in God. You know, I said I personally don't believe, but it's okay if you do. I just said if there's a heaven, and I hope there's a heaven for everyone, but I know his heaven is going to be like that because that's who he was. I mean, I knew him for over 25 years. I knew that motherfucker inside and out. He loved going to strip clubs, so I know he's got some titties in his face. You know what I mean? If there is a heaven.
That's hilarious, man.